Lights out, we're underway. Motorsport Republic of podcast.
Junior boy,
Hey, Tom Shavulak.
Le Mans preview pod. Nearly 3 years since we started, eh?
Yeah, wow. We're 1 week away.
1 week away. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We're going to talk about Le Mans and how it could be the biggest MotoGP race ever, attendance-wise.
Yeah,
It's going to be massive. We're not fudging the figures like Arez did a couple of years ago. We're waiting for the official announcement to come out. But guys, they had 80,000 people at Le Mans 24-hour last weekend. So they're coming out. They're coming out in droves.
That's wild for the bikes.
Yeah. So it's going to be a big weekend. So very, 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 very excited. And there's lots of news around with MotoGP. We're going to cover it all tonight as well.
Yeah, we definitely will. They absolutely love it in France, clearly. That's fucking crazy. When you first told me that, like 15 minutes ago, I was like, oh yeah, the cars. For some reason, I thought you were talking about the cars.
No,
we're
we're a motorcycle podcast. So
well, we don't just talk motorbikes before the podcast, you autistic fuck. We were talking planes for so long because your eyes were getting crossed.
A330's got the lay flat business class seat, mate. You want that? So just on that note as well, James, we have booked. We are going to Europe. We are going to Portugal and Valencia at the end of the year with on-track experiences. So shout out to Stewie, aka Big C-Mac, Connor McKenzie. We're super excited. So
he's taken us under his wing.
He has. And it's nice. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling. So, guys, if you are interested, any of the races this year, obviously, with on-track experience, you know where to go. The best of the business, the corporate MotoGP. But we will be there. We will be with on-track experiences. So, come and join us.
Yeah, we're excited. Have a beer with us.
Or 17.
Yeah, it's going to be like that.
Or 17, probably. What do they drink? What's the beer they drink in Spain?
Stray Galicia.
Yeah. Yes. We'll be having a few of those.
An international motorsport Republica event can get pretty loose, can't it?
yeah, it did.
We've got a bad track record.
Yeah. Stewie didn't know what was going to fucking happen to him on Thailand weekend, did he? He thought he was going to have a nice quiet one with us. And
then 4:30 a.m. the Scotch and Coke came out.
Yeah, it's
photo evidence of that, timestamps.
It's an awkward one when you start seeing the sun come up and you got to be at the track in a few hours. But that's Motorsport Republic for you guys. That's why you listen. That's why you follow. So it's as simple as that.
Maybe we could dive into a few more of those Thailand stories in our Patreon.
Sounds like a plan. Extra chats after this, by the way. So just on that note, Patreon, join that. Extra chats and more R-rated content, more than what we have on here. And then guys at Motor Heaven, they're always been supporting us, so support them. If you want any motorcycle gear, jump on board. And Instagram, YouTube, James?
Instagram,
Might as well
YouTube,
get them all out of the way.
100%.
Yep.
And on that as well, we did a special episode last week with John Hopkins, if you haven't listened to that either. An hour 50, just about 2 hours it goes for, and unreal stories.
It was.
Yeah,
it was. You did a great job with that one, James. And he definitely even though it went for 2 hours, definitely a part B has to be on the cards.
There was so much stuff I still wanted to talk to him about, and I wanted to talk to him more about his injuries. He's missing a finger. I could see that in the footage, and he was just talking too much about cool old racing stories. I couldn't even just interrupt him.
He couldn't get a word in.
I just let him go.
You couldn't get a word in. And that's the art of a podcast sometimes, is you don't want to hear us talk. You want to hear them talk.
Especially for that.
If you're tuning in to listen to John, you want to listen to John, and he made sure of that. So
it was
awesome. We have to one day, James. It's going to be you, me, Chris Vermeulen, Johnny Hopkins have to sit down.
Yeah.
And we've got to have a podcast with both of them because they'll have some stories.
Well, what about the story they were talking about swapping bikes? They both swapped bikes, and it was John Hopkins was riding a chopper.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
The Suzukis back then, they had two completely different motorcycles, different setups, and but they were 2/10 within every session. So if you guys haven't, after this one, jump over to Johnny Hopkins if you haven't listened to that one already. And we've got a massive Australian guest coming at the end of this month as well, James. Talk about four-wheel star. So
that's at the end of this month. Yeah, it's actually something a bit different, especially for the Australian listeners. There will be
Australian touring car listeners.
Yeah.
Big one coming. So it's all happening. Motorsport Republica. We're heading into the winter time here, guys, in Australia, but it's the best time because it's motorsport season. So
yeah, it is. It's all happening. We're back in Europe. We're deep into Europe now. French GP's here, Tom.
Yes.
I'm excited, mate.
So let's talk. There's been some new rules come out for MotoGP and also things that are changing slightly in 2027. We don't want to alarm everyone with this whole wildcard situation. So MotoGP has come out and banned wildcards for 2027. a lot of people are saying, oh, no, we're not going to see some replacement riders, that sort of thing. It's only wild cards, guys. It's your Augusto Fernandez. It's your Michele Piros at Mugello. It's not replacement riders. They can still get replaced when it's injuries and things like that. So we'll still see some replacement riders every now and, as you were just saying before the pod, James, who's replacing Maverick Vinales this weekend?
Jonas Folger.
Jeez, old boy Folger.
I can't believe he's replacing Maverick Vinales, but I guess because Danny Pedrosa's
Is
not...
he French?
No, he's German.
German, sorry.
Danny Pedrosa's not racing anymore, and Pol Espargaro is injured. So very interesting as Jonas Folger. He hasn't been around for years. And, you know, kind of famously had to, retire from the sport almost because he had that weird disease.
Yeah, a mystery illness, I believe, similar to... it was similar to Casey Stoner. They didn't know what it was for a long time, and I think they finally diagnosed it, and obviously he's better now. But
something to do with herpes. I remember it had something to do with herpes.
Right. He was famously in a battle for the lead at Sachsenring with Marc Marquez back in the day, James, and I said to you, this guy's going to be a star. He was on Tech 3 Yamaha back then. And just, unfortunately didn't eventuate. So it's awesome that he gets the opportunity this weekend. And again, could be the biggest crowd we've ever seen, guys. And that is my certainty for this weekend, James, is we'll see the biggest crowd in MotoGP history.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great certainty to have for Le Mans, because I think you are, if there's 80,000 people coming to the Le Mans 24-hour, then MotoGP is going to just pull a huge result, especially when Zarco won last year as well. Dad of the tooth.
Mum never been to a race before. Crazy. It's just it's a feature length film, James.
It is.
It is. We'll see them back again. Hopefully, we'll see Zarco have a good weekend. But he's coming with pretty good form after Jerez. Now, just some other annoying little things for next year. Tyre pressure monitoring will stay in 2027, James. I think that was pretty obvious. And I was saying to you before the pod that, yes, Pirelli coming in, new tyre manufacturer for 27. It doesn't just 100% mean they're going to make the right tyre for the sport. You're under the impression they will, and they're going to nail it, which I hope they do. But there's always going to be those teething issues with tyres and motorcycles.
Yeah, definitely. But you also have to understand, we went through the Bridgestone era, and there was none of this issue. And it's really just been Michelin, the past 5 years, not even 5 years, where tyre pressures has really become a talking point. So Pirelli can just, if they get it right, which I have no doubts that they'll definitely get it right, then there's going to be no issues on tyre pressures.
Yeah. A few regulation changes about heart rate monitors now have to be on Moto 2 and Moto 3 riders effective immediately.
That's interesting.
Don't mind that. I don't mind that. After that unbelievable crash we saw we were there, in Malaysia with
Noah De Welter
and Rueda at the bum. It was apparently his heart stopped, James, for many minutes. So pretty crazy stuff. So having that live data, I think it's a good thing, especially for the younger riders.
Yeah, it is.
It's nothing. Good. We're never going to find out what the data is, but it's more for the safety aspect of the sport.
They used to have the live heart rate of riders back in the day, 10 years ago. Absolute useless stats of Jorge Lorenzo at 120 beats per minute.
Just all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that. It's cool. But, I mean, what are we going to... half that shit, I think they just... Yeah,
bro,
you just don't know if it was fact or not.
100%. I think we've spoken about this off camera before. I'm sure MotoGP, especially back then, didn't have the fucking technology to do that.
Yeah, F1 famously had the heat on the tyres. When you were around the corner, the tyres lit up hotter. It was just an AI. There's no actually data coming from the tyre coming to the thing, and it was just a...
How long ago was this?
Oh, it was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was only a few years ago. I remember when they first went back to slick tyres, and they had this graphic that was just a whole lot of bullshit. So
that's great. Well, you always get caught out in that stuff, though. There's always some smarty pants watching that.
Especially these days. I mean, geez, everyone's bloody, on the net.
ChatGPT, that.
Oh, yeah. I know. I get people coming to work and they're like, "Oh, I was told to look at this car because ChatGPT told me to look at it."
That's crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like, you think you can make your own decisions? So
I had the ChatGPT yesterday. Me and my missus were wondering if Sydney Sweeney was Australian, so I had the ChatGPT that.
He's obviously a bloody American. What are you talking about? Crazy.
Yeah, well, for some reason, we both thought she was Australian.
There you go.
Anyway.
I just Googled it, but that's fine.
Bro, it's taken over my life. I ChatGPT fucking everything. It's best for recipes, actually.
It is. It is.
My certainty, Tom Shavilak, is... I got 2. Aprilia is going to be winning this race. That's my 100% certainty. Aprilia will win this race. And weather will play a part for this weekend once again.
Ooh, nice. Yes, we'll see. It's always raining.
Bro, it always rains there at this time of year.
I know. And it's coming into the summer season. It's just one of those
And it's
weekends.
cold. It's like Phillip Island.
Yeah,
Le Mans. It's like our sister's track.
It was yeah, I mean, it was chaos last year, wasn't it? But and then it feels like the last few years, there's always been something there.
Remember there was a famous Moto3 crash where there was oil on the track and then about 15 in a row went down the bottom of that hill? It was just unbelievable.
You watch that on replay, you're like, it's got to be a fake AI, video, but it was real. It was in practice, I believe, but yeah.
No, wasn't it a race? I'm sure it was a race.
Jeez, maybe it was.
Let's add some mayo to it, at least say a race.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was practice, but
They
I
run
might
left
be
on a stretcher.
qualifying or something.
I remember, but I don't remember that.
I remember someone walking off and the bike coming and
Bro,
hit.
yeah.
I think that incident I replay in my head, it happened every time there was a big accident in Moto3, but maybe it was only one time. But
Maybe.
Anyway,
it's going to be weather always plays a part in the French GP. Just at least through the weekend. Like, I don't remember a time where it's been dry. For the whole weekend.
No, you think French, sunny, countryside, but it's just not like that.
But that also, here's a point for you. It's always cold and there's always bound for rain, like Phillip Island, but they turn out. They'll turn out through any weather.
The French, they're so hardcore fans. And looking at Le Mans, probably people think Australia's sunny and beautiful.
Yeah.
But then we come to Phillip Island and it's always raining and always windy. But it always rains, seems to always rain. The car 24-hour event, which is in a couple of months' time, which is right in the middle of their summer as well. So we don't know geography off the top of our head. It possibly is the fact that it is just a colder and wetter part of France.
Must be like Melbourne for us.
Yeah.
How good's Le Marseille though?
Yes.
I'm always excited watching how passionate they are about
the Brisbane Lions
anthem.
national anthem.
Yeah, they love the Brisbane Lions. So we make the same shitty joke every year.
Me too.
3 years running now.
We do. 3 years running, yes. Did we make that the first
Fuck yeah, we did.
the first episode?
Yeah, we would have.
We're gonna release a pilot one day, guys, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck are these guys talking about?"
Yeah, that's a rough.
The pilot is on YouTube and private video. We might put it up for the Patreon listeners. What do you reckon?
Yeah, maybe we should actually.
It's
It's disgusting how bad it is.
We haven't. We're not ones that said we've nailed this yet. Don't stress. But wow, we were green back then.
Very green. And then there was just the next episode was just the first episode.
Yeah,
How messed up is that?
it was. Yeah.
Tom, give me your top 5 predictions, mate, for the French GP.
All right, so I'm really sticking to my guns with Jorge Martin here, James. I think he will win the race. He's got good form in Le Mans. He's ready to pop. He was disappointing in Jerez, but again, Alex Marquez dominated that race. We didn't see that happening either. So I've got him winning. I've got Digier in second.
Yep, nice.
Got to see him having a good weekend. Bezecchi in third. Marc Marquez back in my top 5 in fourth. And I've got always trustworthy Iagura in my 5th position.
Nice. Very interesting on Jorge Martin. He was disappointing in Jerez, and he's got great sprint pace. And look, he's been there or thereabouts, obviously, for the Grand Prix and doing amazing, but I feel like he's still lacking 5-10% in those main races where Bez can just go for longer, or Alex or whoever can just go for longer in that full race pace. Yeah,
I just remember him vividly passing Marquez in the last lap a couple of years ago, and I thought, he's just going to be a star. And that was before he was world champion. Obviously, it's it was early in that season. He looked really good, but for me, it's his time to shine. So that's sticking to my guns with that.
No, I like it.
And my
dark
horse is Top Rack is going to finish in the top 10.
Oh, so what? It's going to be a bit of a weather-controlled race?
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Le Mans is just one of those funny tracks where you're right, where it's anything can happen. It's like the sister track to Phillip Island. It really is. Like, it just one of those ones that can throw up a wacky result.
Yeah, and I think the Yamahas are going to perform better around this track. There's not a long straight for them to really suffer on. A lot of tight, twisty turns. A lot of fast
blowing.
Fast flowing left-right turns as well. So, yeah, for me, I see them going a little bit better than they have been, and we'll see if Toprak can perform. He seems to be, James, in some of the practices and race trims, he seems to be the fastest Yamaha.
No, for sure.
You know, and obviously we all know Quartararo is an absolute star, but, you know, he's just been beaten down for so long that I think he's just waiting for next year to happen, you know.
Motoheaven.com.au, Tom Shavier, family owned, #1 online motorcycle accessories retailer in the country.
James, you got a family owned business.
Yep.
You got the cheapest prices.
Yep.
And free shipping over $150. What else do you actually want?
There's actually nothing else you can want. The biggest brands, they are #1. We love them. OGs of the pod, motoheaven.com.au. Check them out. Yeah, he is. He's almost just about said that. The team know that he's checked out. They have, after the Jerez test, though, they did find a few small improvements, but nothing to be banging the door.
Yeah, and I don't trust anything that comes out of Yamaha.
Yeah.
Because
I was at a Quartararo. Quartararo said it.
True. But I just, a small improvement, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I know. I know. It was like a small aero stuff, but it wasn't anything, you know. It's just such a kind of a doomed project because you're going from 1 year in the 1000cc V4 to obviously the 850. But even like aeros being reduced so that all that's going to look different. And the boss of Yamaha came out and said, like, we expect it to be difficult, but not to be this difficult. Like, we're making slower progress, and obviously they would like to. I don't know. I just feel every time we talk Yamaha, we're just going around in circles.
We do. We just say the same thing. You know, Miller's come out, and I think he knows he's pretty doomed for next year, unfortunately. I mean, he's just gone from the conversation now, isn't he? With the likes of, you know, Guevara and also, you know, Senna Aegis being talked about. So, yeah, for me, it's been a doomed project for a couple of years. I mean, they won the World Championship 5 years ago with Quartararo in 2021, you know, and it's just been halfway through the 22 season, it's just been all downhill from there.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. You are not wrong. It's been all downhill from there. Quartararo was probably overriding that bike for where it was, and, you know, it's the great reset, though. It's the great reset. It's the 850cc's, and this is where everything can change. And I wouldn't be so doom and gloom on Yamaha going into 2027. They can really, going into a brand new bike, history tells us that you can turn it around for the good or the bad.
Well, look at Ducati in between, say, 2017, they started getting better and better. They could have had the best bike between even 2019 and 2020. Dovi on that bike was, if they had a star rider back then, I mean, they could have won a world championship.
Cal Crutchlow says it was the best bike.
Yeah.
It's just because he was riding, you remember, he came from Ducati to Honda during those years. And he said Ducati had the best bike. It's just Marc Marquez was just unbeatable on that Honda.
100%. Yeah. And then obviously all the shit that happened in 2020 and then, you know, like in 2021, the Yamaha came good, and then the rest is history with Ducati, isn't it? So, and they've been the dominant bike, and this is the first year in probably, you're going to say 8 years that they don't have a dominant bike in the grid. So, yeah, it's pretty
weird to see.
Yeah, it's so weird to see. And I think in my head, God, they've been dominating. You know, they've dominated the last few years, but realistically, you look at those early years, Dovi on that bike, I mean, it could have been something. So
he took Mark down to the wire at least 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, so like Dovizioso was unreal on that Ducati. And then it was always the biggest what if with Lorenzo. You know, Lorenzo had in 2018 was his last year on that Ducati, and he signed the contract for Honda a week too early because he finally fixed up everything he needed to on that Ducati, changed the tank position, his seat position, 1-2 races.
That's amazing, wasn't it? Like, we talk about that a lot, but, you know, yeah, he flipped the switch, a tiny little issue with the bike that he was facing, and he's gone out and dominated that weekend. So they were famously, I was up in Sydney with your house that weekend.
You were.
We went motorbike riding for 3 nights. It just was amazing, wasn't
it? Clarified dirt bike riding as well, because we don't want to be associated with the furry road bike riders.
Sorry, Curtis. Jesus Christ.
We'll bush bash him.
Yeah, thank you for fucking saying that. Jesus, I nearly got myself into a bloody whirl there.
This is how young we were, though, as we were going out every night till about 3 a.m. We'd wake up at like
changed, bro.
At 7 and go dirt bike riding.
What do you mean, what's changed? We just started at the start of the pod. We went at 4:30 in the morning. We got out later now. We need
to grow up, bro. We need to fucking grow up. This is like too much.
No, we're grown up. We just like a good time. It's all far out.
I know, we go too hard.
Work hard. Yeah, that's your fault though. Jeez, I was happy to go home at 2. You know?
Yeah, but you get like the devil in me, and I won't say no.
Yeah, I know. You got some issues. So again, just on reflecting on that and how amazing, I touched on it, but how amazing the crawling back from Aprilia, you know, and now they're the dominant bike because they've worked so hard on this, and it takes 5-10 years to do this, you know, and who knows? The regulations are going to change next year. They could be mid-pack again. You just don't know.
We don't know. But like, you know, full factory outfit, they now kind of know the recipe for success, have tasted it. They should be up there. But in saying that, Yamaha and Honda have also been there, and they go up and down. Everyone does.
Let me ask you this question. It's not really a question, more I just want your opinion on it. Could we see Martin going to Yamaha 20 years later, like the Rossi move to Yamaha? Is there any possibility he could take that team back to success?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. I 100% think there's a possibility that Jorge Martin can take Yamaha to the promised land. And I'm only saying that because we are going into the great reset. We are going into the new regulations where there's new tyres, new bikes, new aero, new engines, everything like that. That he can. He's capable enough to do that because he's a world champion. You can't just accidentally become a world champion. And he's going to be fighting most likely for the title this year as well. Being on a Yamaha, which, you know, Yamaha can come out and make a very, very competitive motorcycle. If he's Jorge Martin just needs to be on a competitive motorcycle and he can be fighting for a world championship. So he can bring them back to the promised land with your boy Ogura.
Yes, I know it's gonna be, and then obviously you're gonna have Toprak as well with Pirelli tires. I mean, he's looked way better than what I thought he was gonna look. So for me, it's and I'm really reflecting on this the last 2 weeks because we're both hard on Yamaha. They've made some stupid decisions in the last couple of years. The conservativeness just need to change, but it's an exciting lineup.
It's a very exciting lineup,
and it could be the era for the Japanese manufacturers again.
I hope so. I hope the tide does turn a little bit, but this is, I guess, you say conservative, and you're very right with that. We've spoken about that a lot through our time on this podcast, but you can't kind of be conservative going into new regulations. You really have to have like a trial and error. I'm sure they have that, but like you look at Ducati, they throw so many different things at it. Yamaha, Aprilia do as well. KTM are constantly bringing 16 different fucking swing arms to tests. You know, it hasn't proven to be much help with them so far.
I think at the start of the year, all 4 bikes, KTMs, had different chassis.
Yeah, they were completely different bikes. You know, just the same fucking stickers on them. But like, you really have to think outside the box, which it doesn't look like Yamaha have in the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But
is the reduction on aero and ride height devices, that's going to help them?
To a degree, but you're just going to find loopholes.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to find a loophole.
And that's going to be their issue, is do we see them doing that? I don't know. I don't see Honda doing that either, but from all reports they have, and they've found something. So it's gonna be rough on if Yamaha don't come out swinging and at least having a competitive bike, man. That's a long way to turn back.
It is. It takes time. It's such a massive 2027 is huge. We're already talking about it. We're already in Europe, and Marco Bezzecchi and Aprilia are leading the title, and we're still only talking about 2027 to a degree. It's just dominating everyone. Yeah.
Another big story point, which I want to touch on, is the manufacturers standing up to Liberty and Jerez. Now, you know a little bit more about this than me. I wanted to talk about, I heard rumors that there was a dinner, James. Yeah. They are all invited to this dinner, all the teams, and there was some boycotting involved.
Yeah, so it was obviously a key MotoGP event hosted by Liberty Media in Jerez. Yamaha, Aprilia, and KTM skipped it entirely. And Ducati and Honda sent some representation. Ducati's like Tardozzi and a few other people were there.
It would have been a somber affair with just them there going, what's going on?
Well, apparently like all the manufacturers were in the middle of like the room or the hall or whatever it was. And it was just empty. Like, and it obviously would have looked very silly. So MotoGP's proposal was slight increase in payments to teams, but also more obligations for marketing, media, and hospitality, where manufacturers demands a share of the overall revenue, like Formula 1, NBA, or NFL, a say in the decision-making, especially things like the race calendar, and moving away from fixed payments to a performance plus revenue-based system.
Yeah, right. Interesting. It's funny. We see a little bit of this going us doing our little job in the back of the pits, doing podcasts and stuff, we see the teams really wanting to engage in us, and really want to have their riders engage with a media outlet. And there's a lot of blocking from MotoGP because they've got their corporate sponsors, they've got their media rights, and it seems there isn't it doesn't feel like a team effort as a whole in the back of the pits. There is definitely a pulling and a twisting.
Yeah. There's definitely a massive gap in between the people that run MotoGP, the establishment of it, and then the teams and the riders. And I guess from what I've gathered, and probably what we've both gathered, is we're catering to a different audience compared to, your MotoGP listener or watcher that might just be watching on Fox Sports or DAZN, whatever it is. And these MotoGP teams want to display their riders, their sponsors, get clips to a different audience, which is us, which might be a younger audience or a bit more social media savvy audience, and they want as much exposure as they can, especially like your LCRs, your Trackhouses, your Pramacs. Like the independent teams have been pretty amazing to us at the same time.
Yeah, and we started this podcast, as we spoke about 3 years ago, and I remember going into probably the second Phillip Island that we were at, which was a couple of years ago. And we were applying for a media pass, and they go, we've never had podcasts before. It's not been a category.
Yeah.
And then you got to turn around and look at the Joe Rogans, the Gypsy Tales of the world. They're some of the biggest names on YouTube. You look at so left field here, but Donald Trump's political campaign, part of that was going on podcasts. Theo Von, he went on Joe Rogan. It's such a big part of everyone's life now.
It is.
And they're just that few years behind.
Yeah, they are. They really are. And they're like, obviously the people in the teams are well ahead of where MotoGP are, because they want people to be involved, not just us, but whoever that can promote their team, promote their sponsors, promote their riders. But it's such a tug of war of almost power at the moment, and MotoGP teams are going behind MotoGP's back to then help us or help other people get content out. It's very interesting.
We've had a few great people in the back with Dorna. I mean, Fran Wild's been amazing from Dorna. She's been able to get us access, which is fantastic. Then obviously Matty Burt and Jack Appleyard's been great, but it just needs to come from the top. The very top too.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just a tiny, minuscule part of what we're talking about here as a whole with Liberty, but the teams just want more.
They just want freedom of expression almost.
More exposure, more money, obviously, because we know that MotoGP as a whole is going to make more cash going forward, especially with street circuits coming in, bigger corporate sponsors.
Yeah.
They're talking about Christian Horner being the new CEO of MotoGP, James.
Oh, really?
That's the rumor mill at the moment. So, these are big, heavy names in motorsport, and we know this for a fact. It's bubbling at the surface, and it's going to explode, and we're here for it. We're so excited for it. But yeah, it just needs to move with the times, probably a little bit quicker. And this is all tied up with what the teams are talking about. We want more cash because it's going to be big.
Great point you make. You got to be just moving in with the times, and that's what it is. And MotoGP is still way too slow for that.
Yeah,
there's a few things they're doing which is great, but for the actual teams itself and what they want, then they're still getting left behind.
Yeah, I remember asking Gunther Steiner's media person when we were in Thailand. I said, "Geez, he's bought this at a perfect time." Because I suspect Hervé Ponchel got what he wanted, but it could be a bloody master move buying this team.
You'd think so.
Moving forward, so
especially if
perfect time to do it.
Especially if they got a Honda.
Oh, 1,000%, James. 1,000%. So yeah, that's interesting. Manufacturers standing up. We've seen this a lot with Formula One as well. I mean, over the years, there's been almost talks of strikes and all these sort of things. But we'll see how serious they are, the teams, because that's the big thing.
Yeah, it sounds like they're definitely not getting any closer to a result that any of them can agree on at the moment. And the season keeps ticking along, and there's no rider announcements that come out yet. So there's just a lot going on, man.
Oh, there is. Yeah, there's a lot going on, and then we're going to one. Oh, dude, I'm so excited for Le Mans. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a race weekend than this weekend. And then there's all this stuff in the background going on. All the 27 regs are coming through. We still haven't announced the rider markets.
I know.
Call me a doctor, will you? Jesus Christ.
Mate, my top 5 predictions, I'll give them to you.
Oh, yeah, we were doing that. Sorry. Go on.
Fabio Di Gianantonio, number 5.
Oh, a 5th to 1. Fucking hell.
I like building the suspense.
Jesus Christ.
4th, Jorge Martin doesn't make the podium. I think
Wow.
he's going to... I don't think...
Every chance.
Marc Marquez 3rd. Stable. Marco Bezzecchi 2nd.
No.
Who have I got first?
Alex Marquez. Surely not.
Igura, I think, is going to win.
What? Oh my God. Crazy. I love it.
Le Mans always throws a wacky result up. And I
Oh.
just have a weird feeling that Igura, it's going to be a little bit of rain. Even if it's not, I just have a feeling that Igura is just going to put it together.
Jeez.
He's just been bubbling. Talking about bubbling at the service, that man's been bubbling at the service. I think Trackhouse is going to win in Le Mans.
Wow. Huge.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
They can win. Raul Fernandez won in Phillip Islands.
I know we haven't talked about Raul Fernandez at all. And, you know, he's back to Europe, back in form. So we'll see what happens with
He
him
got
as well.
5th or 6th in Jerez,
Yeah,
didn't he?
6th,
So he did all right.
But again, Igura just got him again at the end. You know, just that, you know, the sprint race Raul performed, qualifying Raul, sprint race Raul, and then the last 5 laps all Igura.
Igura just has to qualify and he's well on for a podium. But I just have this weird feeling. Remember that feeling I had when I said, you asked me, I think it was it Jerez? I can't remember what it was. You're like, who's going to win tonight? I was like, Franco Morbidelli. And he was like nowhere and he won that round. That's only something you're going to remember. But probably his one and only good thing he's done.
And who's your dark horse?
Zarco.
Okay.
Zarco for me, it's a pretty easy one. I think, you know, he'll probably get like a tops, yeah. Whatever. He could do a good result. He's not going to win, but...
No, it just shows how important qualifying is. I mean, he qualified 2nd on the grid last week in a little bit of rain in that practice, in the practice qualifying, and the Q2 session. But he, he's every chance if he's up there. But when he's stuck back, James, 12th, 13th, 14th in the pack, he's just not coming forward.
Nah.
He's just not coming forward in this day and age and these regs. So
it's all right. I'm so excited to watch qualifying. It just sets up the weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're back to normal time. Like obviously for me personally, I was away last weekend or 2 weekends ago, sorry. And so you just want a normal race weekend on the TV, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Glass of red.
A glass of red. Yeah, nice steak dinner.
A bit of Damo Cudlin style is glass of red watching the MotoGP, then going on live TV.
With the red nose and the red cheeks, yeah. Yeah, 1,000%.
I'm on Cheeseburger Watch. Cheeseburger Lorenzo, for listeners that don't know, Jorge Lorenzo. He's actually back in Dubai.
Back in Dubai?
Yeah.
The war-torn.
Yeah. He's filming his apartment being built.
God.
Rebuilt. Nah, it's actually being built. But it's all in like scaffolding at the moment.
All seriousness for a second, have we seen anything with them two together, Vinales and Cheese?
Well, no.
It's just gone, hasn't it? Stopped. I mean, we know Vinales is injured,
Yeah.
but just nothing.
But even like a post about
No
injury.
pep talk and the
nothing.
hospital bed, nothing.
Because he normally loves that stuff.
Yeah, it's just
That's why, because it's gone all quiet, that this is the relationship.
it's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated. Exactly right. It's like if they were a couple on Instagram, I'll be looking them up, thinking if they're still together.
Yeah,
One of them's
yeah.
deleted each other's photos.
Yes,
like the stalk.
That's always the sign.
And I think Jorge Lorenzo's deleted Maverick Vinales' photos. Turtleneck.
I just want to reflect on Jerez for a second and Senna Aegis.
Yeah.
And just how amazing he was that round, James. It wasn't just, I mean, obviously race day was incredible, but all weekend, it is the reference track, you'd say, in all reference tracks for MotoGP riders and Moto2 riders, Moto3 riders. And you think of all that talent in Moto2, all those laps and laps and laps that all those guys have been around there, and he won that race. I mean, it is just pretty incredible. And for him to do it, talk about timing, James, timing. You know,
everything.
He's in the news. You know, Guevara has a seat, and then Senna's going to get it because he's Australian. Blah 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 blah. Comes out and wins both races. I mean, I just can't stop thinking of how amazing that was, and it was so incredible thinking about it 2 weeks later. 1 week later. So super impressed, super excited for him, and what he can do at Le Mans this weekend as well. That's the other exciting part.
Well, that's right. He could make it 3 in a row. He could. That's the thing of Moto2. It's so competitive. It's so hard just to win back to back.
Who's won three Moto2 races in a row?
Last person to do it? Fuck, I don't know.
Maybe Remy Gardner back in fucking 20...
I think he's the last person to go back-to-back, actually.
Yeah.
Or was he last Aussie to go back-to-back, maybe? Maybe he's the last Aussie to go back-to-back. Do you reckon Curdy's up for the job? Curdy, what's the chances? Are you able to please look up?
This
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. Who's the last rider to win 3 races in a row in Moto 2?
Just chat GPT it, Curtis. It'll be so much easier.
And then it'll give you some fake answer, though. That's the problem.
He doesn't use AI.
If you had to guess, who would it be? To win 3 in a row in Moto 2.
Costa. Maybe.
You're probably right, actually. That's probably a fucking good bet.
Yeah. It has a Red Bull. It has a Red Bull KDM on the side of it of some description.
Yeah, it's a very good bet, actually. It's probably Pedro Acosta. But even then, like, it's just such a hard class to go back-to-back wins or to get multiple wins in. It is that competitive. But it's great to see. And just, you talk about timing. The timing is just insane. If they talk about Guevara getting his seat blocked, they want an Aussie in the grid clearly for the Adelaide Grand Prix. Like, if you're reading between the lines, that's what they want. It's not new news.
Does Jack Miller have any place in MotoGP next year?
Test rider?
I think it'd be a great... Oh, we got a little bit of a cough from Curtis. I think he'd be a fantastic test rider. And I think Yamaha would be absolutely stupid to let him go anywhere. You know?
I think you're right.
But does he want to ride? Does he want a full-time ride? And World Superbikes would be...
Have I asked you that question?
No.
MotoGP test rider or a full-time World Superbike rider?
That's in our hot takes later from the big Stewie boy, so we're going to wait for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By Stewie?
Yeah, big Stew.
Fuck, we think alike.
Yeah. Yep. So Stewie's on it, mate.
He likes the dumplings. Yeah, was it the dumplings?
What?
Dim Sims.
Stewies, yeah. Loves the dimmies. Good old Stew boy.
Get a salad, will you, Connor? Three dimmies, thanks, mate.
Come on, Curtis. Get James out of this hole.
I'm in a K-hole.
Oh?
Who?
Raul Fernandez, 2021.
Raul Fernandez, 2021.
He was fighting Remy Gardner that year, wasn't he?
That's his record for most wins in Moto 2 as well.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to check and see real quick and make sure that's correct.
Raul Fernandez, 2021. That's a Red Bull KDM for you.
Yeah, so he was fighting Remy Gardner all that year. So that was actually one of the most incredible seasons of Moto2 history because those two just dominated every single race.
They
I've
did.
never seen that before. So
Sam Lowe's won 3 times.
Sam Lowe's 3 in a row.
I'm only seeing Raul Fernandez as like winning twice, not 3 times.
Oh, really?
Sam Lowe's finished 3 times in a row in the first 3 races.
What year was that?
Hold a minute. No. Sorry. No, Remy Gardner, 3. Raul Fernandez, 3. Same year.
So they both won 3 in a row that year.
Gardner and Raul Fernandez won 3 times in a row. I was looking at pole position, but winning rider, Remy Gardner,
Okay.
Raul Fernandez.
Okay, gotcha. Oh,
everyone playing at home then. Thank you. What do you got yourself for me, Jimmy boy?
ASPAR wants a MotoGP bike in MotoGP.
Have they come out and said that?
Well, so I did that. I did that reel. If people follow us on social media, I do some of those videos. My dumb face talking over like MotoGP news, talking about how the rumors are out that ASPAR wants a MotoGP bike in the grid, and they commented on it with just my favorite emoji, the 2 little eyes looking away.
Yep, that's good. I love that, and that's all they need to know. That's a statement, James.
That's a statement.
That's a fucking essay. I'll just everything I need to know. I think it's fantastic. I think it's going to be one of the best things to happen to MotoGP next year. Will be another team on the grid, another sponsor, and also just
I'm not a manufacturer.
For me, it just the autism just wants me just to have those 4 bikes on the grid for KDM. Like, I just can't handle. Well, I know CF Moto, KDM, blah blah blah.
I get what you're saying,
but just that they're gonna be a team of 4. You think, and obviously we think Tech 3 is gonna go to Honda. So I think it just adds that little bit more spice. Is that another reason, James, that wildcards aren't allowed for next year because they're allowing 2 more bikes on the grid?
Great call.
So
like that.
That could be another reason for that. That if you read between the lines and read between the emojis, that could be the case.
I like that a lot. Jorge Martinez, the
third,
who runs ASPAR, has got a disgusting amount of knowledge of Grand Prix racing and would be well up to the job of having a MotoGP bike on the grid. CF Moto is, I think, owned by KDM or partially owned by KDM. So naturally, they'd be having they'll take Tech 3 spot. Tech 3 would go to Honda, which is just great for. I think it's just a win-win for everyone. The only rebuttal I've had on this is MotoGP blocked BMW from coming into the grid, is the reports. But maybe we're going into new regulations, et cetera, that they'll want CF Moto. They want a Chinese brand.
Yeah. Well, there's talk it's possibly going to have a Chinese round next year as well. So
Shanghai?
All this to play out. Eh?
Back to Shanghai?
Yes, from all reports. KTM owned 49% of CF Moto.
KTM. Okay, there you go.
So that's a big partnership, and we hope that I think we both hope that happens for next year. That's really, really, really exciting.
If you tell me a certainty for 2027, I actually think it's CF Moto taking Tech 3 spot. I really do.
Yep.
I just having a Chinese bike on that grid is fucking huge, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
All for it. I think it's only. I can only see upside for all this. For Tech 3 to go on the Honda and for them to take 2 KTM bikes. You don't want just 2 factory Red Bull KTM bikes on the grid.
They're going to be nowhere if that's the case. Absolutely nowhere.
It gives slots for younger riders to come in.
Yep.
Hopefully not just to fucking throw Franco Morbidelli on that bike or someone.
Does this change things for David Alonso?
I reckon he's already signed for HRC.
We do know that, but Holgado possibly.
I think if you're them though, you wouldn't want to go to that bike. I just don't think it's not going to be a race-winning bike. I'm sure it can turn into that.
It's going to be just a KTM though, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's just going to be branded as like Gas.
Yeah.
Remember when Gas was on those KTMs
Well,
when Pedro Acosta's rookie year. So
it was yeah, exactly right.
But it's a good feeder system. That's the problem with these feeder systems though. Like they're on the best bike and arguably the best bike on CF Moto, like the Red Bull KTMs. Do you really want to be going to those teams when you're on Moto 2 to MotoGP? Like you probably, if I'm David Alonso on CF Moto's already on the grid, I'm still fucking going to factory Honda.
Yeah, I know you're right. I if you're that good like a David Alonso, and if you're that good, you want to go on a winnable bike straight away. But it's going to be those riders that could develop that skill as well. That just want to be like. At the end of the day, you just got to beat your teammate. And if you convincingly beat your teammate, they're going to look at you and go, "This guy's a gun."
Well, that's what John Hopkins said on the podcast talking about Joe Roberts. He had a factory Aprilia contract on the table ready to sign, didn't sign it, and John Hopkins was saying, "Mate, all you had to do was just be close to your teammate, and you would have got a signature again." Another 2-year contract.
Yeah, so. It's such a fickle industry because you can just get injured the next week and you're done. It's just so hard. I just think if you have a contract in front of you, you just have to sign it.
Apparently so.
But we wouldn't know.
They did more testing, Tom, on radios in MotoGP, Jerez. They're using that bone
crusher,
bone conduction headphones.
Yeah.
Where, like
they don't go into your ears.
Yeah, have you used that?
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they are. They're kind of weird.
Yeah.
But, anyway, they're testing it. Whatever they say, they're making they're making progress. I don't really care. What I care about is your opinion on having radio communication in MotoGP. Do you like it or do you not like it?
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I know a lot of people don't. There's a mystery behind why is he going slow? Why is this? Why is that? I think it'll be really, really exciting for people that have sort of on the fence of watching. If you hear the rider in action, I mean, how exciting that could be. It's massive in Formula One. I think there's a place for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
You're against it?
Traditionalist against it. I feel like I'm being like a sprint race person where I hated the sprint races and I came to love it.
Yeah.
They get the fucking headphones in. I'm hearing fucking Marc Marquez yelling at his team or whoever a hothead is.
Yeah. But they have to do it. They got to just do it full Monty. You can't just do it half-assed.
It's MotoGP. Bro.
I know. They'll be like, you can use it for the first half of the race, but not the second half of the race.
Or like the audio will just fuck out.
Yeah, the audio will fuck out, or I don't know, something they just got like
the first time.
What I mean?
They'll block radio communication. Yeah. They'll do a UMP. What's it called? A UAP, whatever it is, Curdy? No, he doesn't know.
Now, James, our friend Connor at On Track Experiences has the MotoGP package for you.
Mate, he does. We went to Thailand Grand Prix for round 1 this year. Had an absolutely incredible time. One of the best events we've been to. He is the man that we learnt gets things done in the Grand Prix.
He certainly does. He has access to things that money can't really buy. But you need to jump on their website, ontrackexperiences.com. All the packages are on there. Inquire now to any MotoGP race this year.
Yep. Inquire at ontrackexperiences.com. Hit him up on his social media on Instagram as well. He will not disappoint you, and that's a guarantee.
It's a Motorsport Republic, a guarantee. So for me, I don't know. I like it. Let's try it. Let's try and see how it goes. If it's shit, then just can it,
Well, like certain races.
yeah. Every second race, they can use it. Fucking stupid. If it's
Every
22
flag of red in it. That's how they'll justify it.
It's so MotoGP Sports Management Company. Oh shit.
I don't like it only because I like the mystery of it. Why has he done that? Why is Jorge Martin for a flag to flag? Why has Jorge Martin gone into the pits and no one else has?
But yes, I 100% agree. But I would love the fact you could just hear him go, "Oh fuck!" when he goes into the pits and everybody stays out and just goes on a wet tire that it's bone dry out there. Devil and angel on the shoulder, James. It's hard. Yeah, I see both sides definitely.
Yeah,
it's a great conversation to have, though.
It's a great conversation. Either way, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great talking point, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's only good for us.
Yeah.
It's only going to benefit us, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Pedro Acosta said that updated Aero has removed many question marks for KTM, Aero and chassis.
That's positive because he had an absolute shocker in Perez. So that's positive for him, positive for KTM. For hearing anything positive coming out of KTM and Acosta's mouth this year has been a rarity. So
yeah, it has been. So at least it's something there that KTM are saying that, they're downplaying it big time, saying it's great to hear, but there's still got a long way to go. There's still a lot of progress to go to catch up to Ducati and your Aprilias and everything like that. And you got a fucking gem on the bike in Pedro Acosta. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I want to talk to you, Tom. Not MotoGP, World Superbikes for a second.
I tried to watch it, James.
I didn't even try.
It was at Balaton Park, and it was World Superbikes. It was like it was just a shocking experiment.
I just want to know I want to know your thoughts. Bulliger's won 14 races in a row. And in all honesty, first question is, do you care? and I want full transparent honesty because I know your answer. And the second question is, winning 14 races in a row for World Superbikes current day, so right now, does that really increase your stocks like it would maybe back in 2003?
Definitely not. I mean, but we have seen it a lot. We saw Bautista a few years ago do the same thing and then lose the championship. Remember that he won the first
10 on the Ducati.
First 10 races.
And then lost to Johnny Ray, yeah.
Johnny Ray dominated through many years. Johnny Ray never raced a full-time MotoGP season, which we famously talk about. I don't know. It's funny listening to John Hopkins about Superbikes. It was bigger than MotoGP back, in the early 2000s at one point. And the Superbike riders hated the MotoGP riders. It was a fierce competition. Now it just seems to be you go to Superbikes either at the end of your career or to break into MotoGP.
Yeah.
So
and to break into MotoGP, you have to be top rack, which is a fucking 1 in a million.
But it's not the rider's fault at all. It's the organisation. It needs change, and the problem is, I think it's been treated as just it doesn't want to compete with MotoGP hand for the same owners. It'd probably be better for the sport if they had separate owners. But
yeah, you're right.
But they're not going to let it go because if Liberty Meter let that championship go and it thrives somehow, it'll need some amazing marketing to thrive. But you don't want that as your main competitor. They've got the monopoly right now.
Yeah, everything you're saying, I completely agree.
I mean, do you watch BSB, a little bit of BSB around?
Shout out to Jack Mahaffey. He's doing awesome over there. One of the pod favourites, one of our good mates.
Yeah,
racing the 600 over there. I think he got 5th on the weekend. So shout out to him.
And the crowd. I mean, it was pretty impressive.
Oh, they're huge.
Huge crowds. I mean, it was awesome to see. I mean, we just don't have that in our ASBK series either. Unfortunately, we just don't get the crowds to it. So it all comes down, James, and I say this so many times, sport for the average Australian, the average person is so much more accessible now. We can just flick on KO. I can flick on KO, James, and watch Hungarian table tennis if I wanted to. You couldn't do that 10 years ago. We had to tape MotoGP and F1 on a VHS and watch it on Monday mornings, not even know what the qualifying was. Now we can watch every practice session, every race. It just becomes, I've already got so much shit to do and so much to watch. Why am I spending 4 hours of my weekend watching World Superbikes, BSB, ASPK? It's the same situation. So
if the product's not great, then if the product's amazing, you're going to make time. That's the only difference.
I know 100%. My personal
People
situation...
are like that with British Superbikes, and that's why they've got a fucking crowd.
And there's the history. You know, it's years and years of history.
Yeah, World Superbike's got history.
Yeah, true.
I agree with everything you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong. It's if the product's there, people will tune in. But it's like we're watching Bulliger dominate World Superbikes. It's my catchphrase. We've got two catchphrases. Mine's dominates and yours is what do you say about news? There's news coming out.
Yeah. There's news. Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't. I'll say it in a second.
Yeah. Anyway, Bulliger's dominating, and he's got 14 race wins in a row, and no one cares.
No, it's a bit. To me, it's just circuits as well. I mean, Balaton Park and Most, and I just couldn't care less. If they went to Shanghai, if they went to Malaysia, if they went to Motegi, I'd watch. I'd be more interested. I'm just not interested in these, just not these picturesque bloody
second-rate
European tracks. I'm just not interested at all. And
there's no real crowds.
No
real atmosphere.
No.
It's just very interesting. It's a very interesting championship.
Oh, I got a very special smart helmets. Shout out to Gary Marquez from Shark Helmets. Hot takes, guys. A beautiful helmet in front of us. Johan Zarco sign. Is that an omen for this weekend, James? We shall see.
It is Air on GP. Get it at your local dealer, Tom Shavilak, or you know which dealer to go to online.
20-year anniversary. All right, MDum93, Knuckle Tats. If Martin didn't get injured last year, how unstoppable would he be this year?
He would be less unstoppable, but he probably would have won he would have won 2 races at least. If he didn't get injured, yeah, for sure. It's so hard to judge, but if Marquez was fully fit this year, we would have won 2 out of 4 races.
That's the thing. I mean, I think Marquez's struggles this year has made the Aprilia look better as well.
Yes, and Massimo Rivola came out during the week and said that we're benefiting from Marquez's injury.
Big C-Mac 993, aka Stewie. Would you rather be a reserve MotoGP rider or full-time World Superbike rider? A great question to ask. We did touch on that. Probably the Jack Miller scenario will face this in a few months' time. What would you rather do, James?
After everything I kind of said about World Superbikes, I would have to say I'd rather be a test rider in MotoGP. I just think it is more important. I actually think you get just more fulfillment out of it, as in bringing, a brand back up or keeping a brand in championship contention. You look at Michele Pirro and all the work he did for Ducati for years and years. He still got to ride a few races, and we don't anymore. I just think, a test rider is so pivotal to MotoGP. Now, if we're talking World Superbikes in 2005, 2006, early 2000s, and you want to be a Troy Bayliss or a Max Biaggi when he was back in there, or Carl Fogarty, and, being an absolute star of motorcycle racing, then you'd rather be that than a test rider. But in today's world, I'd rather be a MotoGP. If I was Jack Miller, I'd rather be a test rider for Yamaha.
Yeah, I think it comes down to your personal situation. If I was 20 to 30, I think World Superbikes all day of the week. If I'm over 30, you want to take that test ride. And the big question is, James, how much am I getting paid? If I'm getting paid the same amount of money to just do test riding and go along to the events with MotoGP, I'm choosing that. So
dangerous work though, test riding.
Well, we look at fucking Aleix Espargaro, nearly lost his fucking life. Nearly didn't walk.
Hopkins was saying 3 or 4 Suzuki test riders got seriously injured test riding those bikes.
Japanese?
Japanese test riders.
Jesus.
And they're fucking kamikazes when it comes to test riding. Too soon.
It's way too soon. Bay Bikes, Patreon member as well, thank you. When will you guys do a pod with Jack Miller or Casey Stoner? Jack Miller is on the cards, definitely. Casey Stoner has always been on the cards. Hopefully sooner rather than later, Bay Bikes.
Yeah, would love to. Casey Stoner, hit us up if you're listening. Don't think you probably are.
Oh, you never know. Those two guys we need to do in person. There's no chance of doing a pod. And no disrespect to anyone we do pods over, over Zoom at all. But if it's possible and they're in Australia, we got to do it in person. So,
yeah, definitely.
I'd
I'd love to have Casey Stoner. I obviously love to have both of them on. Bless them. I'd love to have both of them on for a long form conversation.
Yeah.
Casey Stoner is always going to be a tricky one though, because the man, he left MotoGP early, the prime of his career at 27 years old. So like he's not.
If they got him to that bloody veterans dinner though, James, we'll get him. It's fine.
Veterans dinner.
Championships dinner, it's the same thing.
The MotoGP Hall of Fame dinner and the Motorsport Republica podcast. It's on the same level.
Bay Bikes once again. Who wins first, Acosta or Quartararo this year?
If you're a Patreon member, you can put as many. You can fucking load up some questions.
That's why I'm reading them. That's why I'm reading them. Acosta will win first before Quartararo this year, easily.
Yeah.
Bay Bikes once again. Jesus, has Marc Marquez's sponsorship money dried up? He's posted a lot of ads recently.
He did the showy thing. Would 100% be a part of his showy contract. He's being very, very loyal for showy helmets. For the other ads, I don't know what he's seen. Maybe he's done like a Stray Galicia one or something. I'm not too sure.
I suspect they had a lot of time off in the last 4 weeks with guitar. There would have been a lot of filming, a lot of sponsorship work, and you've probably seen a reflection of that, I would assume.
Yeah, it could have been fucking done in the off season or whatever. I don't think it was, because he took a Insta story of him at the Japanese airport. Remember, he was saying, "I'm just giving all the podcasters and everything something to talk about," because there was like rumors he was going to Honda and stuff, and he actually got spotted talking to
your boy Alberto Puig.
Yeah, Alberto Puig behind a truck.
Oh, that was our cameras there, by the way. Italian podium lockout at Le Mans from Samuel Sartori.
Italian? Well, I don't think so. I think a Japanese rider is actually going to win. But
so a Bez, Digia, and possibly a Bagnaia?
No. Italian lockout is not looking on.
That's why
they're let down. They're let down by Bags, let down by Morbidelli, by Luca Marini. It's just Digia, who would have thought, and Bez.
Samuel Sartori again. Digia wins the main race this season before Marc Marquez. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's a better take.
No, I think Marc will still pip Digia. I think Digia is like 85% there, but he's just not there, man.
Yeah, he's going to be a second place man this year.
He's like a 2008 Western Bulldogs. Like just always make the prelim, but just fucking can't do any more than that. Willie Nelson understand that one. I'll get a fucking DM from Willie Nelson for like some stats.
Did you post something with Willie Nelson?
Bro,
what happened?
I got fucking hammered at a wedding on Saturday night, and I woke up and I pocket posted like all this shit, and it was a photo of me as a stripper cop when I was 18 years old at a party, and my missus opens up the phone and she goes, "James, what the fuck? You're not a drunk poster, are you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "It's like all this cryptic writing and emojis. Willie Nelson somehow tagged it, and it's a memory from me as a stripper cop back when I was 18 years old."
And you put up a new photo.
On the photo of me and my missus at like my brother-in-law's wedding.
I think you're a drunk poster.
It was like the emojis was like a spider, like a lock, and like just random letters. And like my mum liked it, like all these, like these people liked it, and it was just.
I saw that it disappeared, so I thought
I deleted it as soon as I found out.
It was up for about 9 hours, I think.
It was so embarrassing. I know. I just got so fucking hammered on Saturday night. Again, talking about getting partying too much.
Immature. Staying on the Italian theme here. Luigi _9. Martin will win the World Championship this year.
Well, it's a hot take. And look, it's a possibility. Like, it can happen. And imagine me, Tom, saying this at the start of the year, that I'll be saying, "Jorge Martin can win the World Championship." You'd think I'd have rocks in my head.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick it can change.
MotoGP has to be one of the only sports in the world where Fucking next week you're a fucking zero, and the week after you're a fucking hero, or the opposite.
Dude, it's like, and I'm my own worst enemy at this. Like 2-3 weeks ago, I was calling the Yamaha should just leave MotoGP, and now I've got them like going right next year. It's a fucking crazy thought.
And only because for some reason Top Rack got a point. That's like your deciding factor is you've kind of just changed your mind on Top Rack. But that's how it is.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so Sean Cody __. Do you guys remember watching when Simoncelli had the crash and died? What was it like, etc.?
Oh, bro, Sean, I remember exactly where I was. I was living in Sydney, watching it with my dad.
We were messaging, I remember.
We were messaging. And I vividly remember the incident, and I'm sure you can attest to this as well, is I vividly, and as graphic it is and as sad it is saying, watching Simoncelli slide across the ground face down, his helmet rolling across the track onto the grass. And I remember thinking, fuck, then, like, I've just witnessed someone die.
Yeah.
Live on TV. And, within, an hour, whenever it was, the news came out. Fucking tragic, man.
Yeah, so tragic. I mean, just remember that succumbed is the worst word, isn't it, in motorsport? He's succumbed to his injuries. And it always comes up at the bottom. And I've only experienced it a few times in my life with, obviously with Jules Bianchi in F1 and Simoncelli. And I think Luis Salom died in Barcelona in Moto 3. But it wasn't set at the racetrack. I think it was a day after or possibly something along the lines. So it just doesn't happen in modern day motorsport. There's been a lot of big injuries and deaths in the last few years, though. It seems to be coming back in, especially two-wheel motorsport.
Mugello a few years ago, 5 years ago.
But it was an empty feeling, Sean, as you probably can. I don't know if you were a MotoGP fan back then, but a very empty feeling. We hope we never see it again. We thought we saw it again when we were sitting there at Malaysia last year. With Noah Didwalder, we seriously thought that there was no information, nothing on the the big screens, nothing to say what was going on, and our mate Mark Danby was there that day in Simoncelli. He goes, it was unbelievable. People were booing because the race was called off. They were booing because you just didn't know what was going on. There was no.
They just cancelled it without saying.
Cancelled it. There was boos. People had to just walk out of the joint. No one knew what was going on. There was no KO on your phone back then to figure out what was happening. So it would have been a pretty crazy scenario being there and just having that empty feeling.
Yeah, it was. That was wild. Being in Sepang, and remember, Tom, it was the day before we walked past the chopper in Sepang, and we were thinking, "Fuck, this would have been a chopper where they would have airlifted Simoncelli out of."
I remember.
And the next day,
it was used.
We were talking about it, and it was getting used, and we we're like, "Fuck, this is eerie."
We're standing next to looking at the chopper, going, "Fuck, this was the God." I actually didn't think of that until now. Jeez. Well, tire pressure warning. That's the handle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the handle.
Pedro not stepping on a podium for the rest of the year. He'll stay consistent top 10 though. You think he has to sneak onto a podium?
Nah, he'll sneak onto the podium. He could fucking sneak onto the podium this round. It's one of those tracks. He'll step on the podium or at least once. The KTM's fucking shit, but it's not that shit.
Kyle _man3. What is Libya going to do with World Superbike? Snooze fest currently, and they might be quicker than the 850s at times.
Say that again. Sorry to Tom Shabby like.
Sorry, everyone. Kyle _man3, the handle. What is Liberty Media going to do with World Superbikes? Snooze fest currently, and maybe quicker than the 850s next year.
They basically guaranteed us that they're not going to be quicker than the 850s. If it goes by what Nakagami was doing in testing allegedly, then they're definitely not going to be. But it's a snooze fest. I would love to. We've talked about this for years now and how we can fix a lot of things, Tom and I. But World Superbikes is fucking not it. And I still don't have the only solution for World Superbikes that I can think of, got two, is it changes owners and Dorna or MotoGP Sports Manager doesn't own them, which is not going to happen. Or they diversify the World Championship to, outside of Europe, where they're going to Laguna Seca, they're going to Sepang, as you said, to Japan, and the championship just has to be better racing, has to be closer. It has to bring something a little bit different, whatever that is. I don't know. Yeah,
I think, you know what? Actually thinking about it for a second, selling the brand may not be off the cards because they might look at this series and go, it's not making any money. So why do we have it? That's the American way, isn't it? So who knows what's going to happen with that. That's it, James, for tonight's episode.
Cool.
Thank you. Jump over to Extra Chats, guys.
Yeah, on the Patreon.
We've got another 30-minute chat, 20 to 30-minute chat. We've got some Q&A questions and some more stories from Thailand by the sounds of it, James.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll have to go through the old photos. They're pretty fucking hairy.
All right, we'll see you all in a week's time. Hopefully, we'll have an amazing weekend. I'm sure we will, at Le Mans. So I'm very excited.
I just want to say as well, congratulations to Iagura on his first MotoGP win.
Thank you, guys.